Thank you very much. And I think speak for yourself, Tim, on whether I'm here in Melbourne and it's a beautiful sunny day and we haven't had any rain for about 3 weeks. So Melbourne is obviously the sunshine state at the moment. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time. What I'd like to do is give everyone a quick summary of TZ and a little bit of an update on what our last quarter looked like. I've been in the role for coming on to 5 months now. So let's get started. Next slide, please. So for those of you who don't know us, what we are is we're an engineering software company around access and control of physical spaces. And we are more of an asset management company and a software logistics company than what people really understand. But I'll take you through that today. Next slide, please. Ultimately, we have software and we have smart locks. Our locks are patented around the world. We've got, we're very well known around the world for our locking technology and how that is positioned against all of our competitors. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we open and close things and we allow that to be done in a highly intelligent way. Next slide, please. TZ have the bluest of blue chip customers, and it's a testament to the technology. You can see some of those there: Apple, Microsoft, Google, Adidas, others, Netflix, Starbucks, just to name a handful, and I can keep going on and on. World Bank, NATO, which is, we're pretty busy with them right at the moment, as you can understand, in Europe. So we really do have the bluest of blue chip customers, as I say, which is a testament to what the technology does and how it competes on a world stage. It's also important to understand that 60% of our revenue comes from the US. So we are truly a global software company with locations scattered around the world in the US, Europe, Africa, obviously Australia, in Asia, and in India. Next slide, please. So I just wanted to quickly take you through a journey of why people do what they do with us. This is an example of WestTrac, and who are a large Caterpillar dealer, for those of you who don't know. And basically, it's a click and collect service. It's a logistics service. It's an asset management service. And really what we did with WestTrac, and this is actually being rolled out globally with Caterpillar right now across their dealer network around the world. A customer, a WestTrac customer, or as a Caterpillar customer, you think of those things as really big machines, but they're actually made up of thousands of small bits. And so it's the small bits that we deal with, right? And so a Caterpillar customer or a WestTrac customer enters in what part they need. We automatically integrate into, our app automatically integrates into their ordering system, into their warehouse system. The ordering system gets the order placed, goes to their warehouse system, makes sure the stock's available, gets dispatched to the closest location for where that Caterpillar customer is. Sometimes it's on site, a customer on site. The asset gets put into, it's showing little lockers there, but obviously some of them with Caterpillar will be larger lockers, some of them are lock cages. And then the customer is notified. They show up with their QR code, PIN number, go and collect their item anytime they want, and then automatically billed and invoiced or cash collected on that transaction. We call it full chain of custody, meaning that there's no argument for error in between who's got what bit, where and when. And we do this in a retail sense and in this industrial click and collect sense. So that just gives you an example of the type of stuff, one of the use cases that customers use our technology for. Next slide, please. Another one is, we're big in the university sector in the US, but think of it as any large campus. You know, a university in the US, or even Melbourne University for that matter, or Sydney University, they deal with thousands of packages a day. And so we manage the chain of custody and transactions of the whole of the package delivery. You can imagine a bunch of students, particularly in the US, because typically they live on campus, the amount of Amazon deliveries that a typical student is getting on a regular basis. So we have a full integrated system in there that manages on behalf of the university, integrated into the university systems, the whole asset management and chain of custody system for their packages that come on campus. Next slide, please. So we fundamentally are focused on two areas on a global basis. I talked about click and collect from an e-commerce perspective, and we know what COVID's done to that. It's made that market just completely go crazy. Contactless, anything in a contactless way is core to what we do. Once again, COVID has driven that. And the other one, which is also a big part of our business, is the agile workplace. And the agile workplace, the office is here to stay, but it's really different. And it's really different in the sense that corporate employees, some of them will never go back to the office. Who knows how many, whether it's 10% or 30%. But a vast majority of them will go back to the office 1 day a week, 3 days a week, 3 days a month, whatever the corporation decides is the right thing for that employee. So what's happening is the workplace is changing. It's becoming far more agile. We're seeing large corporations actually shrink their footprint down in size, but throw more technology in the workplace to make it far more, far easier for everyone to manage. And we are part of that. We provide the locker systems inside those offices, and we integrate into the building management system. We integrate into the IT security system, their HR systems, so that the company has control of who can come in, when, where, how, and why. So that market, we're seeing this space move, not just in Australia, but all over the world. It's just a phenomenon that's happening at a huge rate of knots. We just won a contract in London with James Lang in their new corporate head offices in London, magnificent offices. But it's actually a smaller footprint than what they had, but it's full of technology. And we are completely part of that process. Next slide, please. The other thing we announced last quarter was our TZ Cloud, moving all of our premise-based software into a cloud infrastructure. Gives us a whole bunch of benefits, gives our customers a whole bunch of benefits. And we're first quarter in on that. And we're seeing a great take-up of existing customers, but also our new customers. Our premise-based solutions are no longer being offered to new customers. It's all cloud-based solution. So we're seeing a great take-up of that. And that's much easier for us as a business to manage, and much easier for our customers to manage as well. Next slide, please. I just want to give everyone a quick snapshot of what that means, just to be clear. So we used to sell a perpetual license. It's a one-time deal, one-off. You only get the money once. Now what we're doing is we're offering fixed-term licenses in our cloud solution. Customers can either buy a 12-month subscription or a 3-year subscription or a 5-year subscription, which includes all updates, upgrades, support, et cetera, et cetera. So we're managing that transition. Obviously, we recognise that revenue on a monthly basis, whereas on the perpetual license, we would recognise that revenue right up front. So that's a good, an interesting transition and transformation that we're going through as a business right now. Next slide, please. So what we're building is an annuity base to our business. We already, at the end of first quarter of TZ Cloud, we're already at 250K MRR. We've told the market that we're going to share our MRR each month with the market, so people can see what that growth rate is looking like. And I expect that to grow substantially and quickly on a quarterly basis. Month to month, it might vary that much, but on a quarterly basis, that revenue will be the fastest growing part of our business. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, 235K is the current run rate from basically a zero start in the beginning of last quarter. So I'm really pleased with that, and we will see that start to ramp up over the coming quarters. Next slide. Having said that, we've got to recognise revenue from a SaaS model on a monthly basis and not up front. That still is not impacting our top line. The bottom side of the graph will show that this is purchase orders in, not revenue recognised, just to be clear. Purchase orders in for the same period last time was $11 million. For the same period this year, we're already at basically $18 million in booked revenue. That's sales purchase orders in. So and I've told this to the market, I can see where we're going to. Last year we did 16 million. So we're already ahead of that, and I think this was dated at the end of January. So we've already got February up our sleeves going into the second half of this financial year. And I see where we will land with purchase orders in somewhere around minimum of 25 million type circa number. Next slide, please. What I've done here is I've shown you the pipeline existing for highly qualified opportunities to June 30 this year. So we're sitting at around $30 million currently of pipeline opportunities. Doesn't mean we're going to win them all, by the way. Previous slide was facts, actuals, purchase orders in. This is pipeline. So we're in really good shape from a front-end sales order intake perspective. We're currently sitting with a backlog of, I think, around $11 million in our backlog. So we're in really good shape. And the reasons that is happening is I'd like to tell you that was my genius and et cetera, but it's the market also doing it. And COVID is fast forwarding our business because of the reasons I explained earlier. Next slide. New market opportunities. How am I going for time, guys?
Probably at time. I'll give you a couple more minutes.
All right, a couple more minutes. I just want to share this. We've just won this purchase order, and it just goes to show where our use cases can really change. We're working with a global fast food chain in the US, and the food delivery service globally is going nuts, right? Whether it's Uber Eats or Menulog or Deliveroo, we're working with a global fast food chain, and we're about to go from testing into real live field trials, which will happen in the next, certainly in the next 3 months. And what it means is that an Uber driver will be able to go into the fast food chain with all the food ordered, arrive at the fast food chain, click, enter in his PIN number or QR code for the order that he has to pick up. The lockers, in this case, ones will be refrigerated and heated. He'll collect his Uber parcels out and leave to go and deliver his food to you, assuming he doesn't eat your chips on the way there. But so we're seeing this happening around the world, and it's a new revenue opportunity for us. The back-end process of this for the customers, for the fast food chains, is really broken. I don't know if you've ever been into a fast food chain and you're fighting with the Uber guy who's trying to collect his parcels. So it really will help the productivity of these sort of companies. The next piece we'll add to that is that will connect Google Maps to the service, so that the fast food chain will know if the Uber driver is 12 minutes away, 7 minutes away, 3 minutes away, so they know when to put the food into the particular lockers. Next slide, please. So just closing off, we're well and truly into our transition of a different business model. We're focused on key growth areas, and we're seeing that already. We've got a great backlog, 9 million. It's more than 9 million now from when this slide was done. and we're leveraging our R&D assets to take our technology into the next generation. So that's just a quick snapshot on us. Thanks very much. Thanks for your time.